Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this, but I thought you should know about your family.
Wow, this game left me speechless. So you know what? I'm not gonna ruin this by talking too much right now. I'll return at the end of this video to explain how I played this. You can also read a quick description below this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seeds. I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
His belly was rusty razor, his belly was rusty razor, his belly was rusty razor, and no more.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Although I already did a full playthrough, I actually don't want to stop watching this. But I promise to tell you a little about how I played this game before the video ends. So here's a quick guide. I used eye tracking and mill mouse to control the camera movements and turning the character left and right. I clicked my mouse with a physical switch, but sometimes I did it with my voice with the help of Voiceattack. With Project Iris, I also used eye blinks and put a transparent box at the bottom edge of my screen which presses the down arrow key when I look at it. Then, in some of the scenes you actually need to access the arrow keys. This could be done with some more Project Iris boxes, but my custom ESP32 base switch interface with 2 switches lets me hop over to a keyboard mode if I keep the 2 buttons pressed for a while. Now suddenly, I can press the left and right arrow keys. Also in this mode, if I press both buttons simultaneously, I press the up arrow key. And as you probably remember, I already have a Project Iris interaction box to press down arrow keys. These kind of key behaviors can be set up with any keyboard or switch interface with the help of the software AutoHotkey and a basic remap script. The AutoHotkey community is awesome, so you can probably get some help setting up a script written for you if you ask in the forum or in Assistive Technology or maker groups on social media. Now the trickiest part for me was the few moments where you had to use both mouse and keyboard keys. If I had used Project Iris with interaction boxes for walking around, it wouldn't have been difficult at all. But I wanted to do the movements with my physical switches this time and not clog up the beautiful visuals I wanted to display here on YouTube. So this time Voiceattack came to the rescue. I clicked my mouse with voice commands, moved the mouse cursor with eye tracking and mill mouse, and lastly, I used my physical switches to press the keyboard keys. I know, this sounds complicated, but really when you are a disabled gamer and have done a few of these setups, it will become easy and not all too time consuming. Start out with the few games you really want to play and find the setup that works out for you. And don't hesitate to join the Adaptive Power Gamers on Facebook and ask for help. This became a long video, but I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it perhaps was also useful for you and inspired more people to find solutions to access the amazing world of gaming. So long, friends, bye.